Hello, everyone. Hope you're having an excellent day today. I'm doing pretty good. We're here with another Ice Planet building live stream. This is actually the fifth installment in this series that we started late March, and the goal being to build an awesome Ice Planet display for a convention in Birmingham, Alabama on May 15th, or excuse me, May 17th. So it's coming up pretty soon. We are now past the 1 month time limit. So we have less than a month in order to accomplish this build, but we are making some really solid progress thanks in part to consistent building on these live streams. So appreciate you guys joining me as I try and accomplish this large creation. But today we had a poll up in the chat. So if you're watching, I believe on your phone is how you can usually interact with the chat, or if you're on a desktop computer. If you're watching on a TV or some other device, you might not be able to see it, but there is a poll down there, so you can select which thing you'd like to see me build today. And Big Ice Planet Spaceship is winning the poll right now. We'll leave it up for just a few more minutes because it is close. And I'd like to have everybody have a little input. Those of you who are early, if you're here later, this stream usually goes for about 2 hours. The poll will be done, and we'll be working on something at that point. But for the first few minutes, we can talk and just chat, so that's good. But let's say hi to a couple of those people in the chat before we get started. Grumpy J was here very early, of course, with an all-blue name, blue brick. Looks great. Tim was here early as well. Good to see you, Tim. Henry the Horse, Big Hawk Building. Probably, right now, Ice Planet Spaceship is winning by a narrow margin. I'm happy to build either one, and I'll actually present them a little bit before we close the poll so you guys can really make up your minds on what we're building. But either way, it should be a great time, and we're going to not say the word cool just because I've found it funny to avoid saying that word unintentionally. If I say it on purpose, like I just did, I'm not going to count it, but we'll see how we do. Last time we got, I think it was about 11 or 12. It wasn't great, but it was better than the last episode, which had 15. So we're, declining uses of the word COOL. So we'll see how we can do. That's just a inside joke. No rhyme or reason. Just find it funny. Rob Claxton was here early as well. Good to see you, Rob. What's going on, everyone? Not too much. It's a nice Saturday afternoon here in Georgia. The weather's nice and mild. A little bit partially cloudy, not too sunny. Beautiful day. So glad to be here working on some Ice Planet, though. It's one of my favorite things to be doing. Cross Airborne Customs was here. Whole bunch of comments from Cross. I don't think we'll be able to read all of them, but thank you so much for joining us today, Cross. It looks like you're finally able to make it to a live stream just right on time and able to chat for quite a bit. But yeah, looks like you were working on a MOC, and now I had to scrap it a couple times and rebuild because of a thin base. I totally understand that issue. We can talk about that in a second. Some of the landscaping techniques I've developed to make a big Ice Planet HQ. It's at 50% now. You guys are not helping. 50-50. We're gonna have to decide one of those two things. Hopefully when I give you guys the spiel and try and sell it to you guys, either way, you make up your mind and figure out what we're doing. But yeah, thank you for joining Cross. Looking forward to being able to watch the stream. Enjoy the stream with us. Dust Off the Bricks is here. Good to see you, Dusty. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. I hope your Lego projects are going smoothly. I know you've been posting a lot of set reviews and updates, so check those out if you haven't had a chance. Dusty does a great work on his channel. Fat Daddy Bricks is here. Good to see you, Fat Daddy Bricks. Tim is here. Now that the stream has started live. Good to see you, Tim. Thanks for tuning in. Big Hawk time. It could be. I think we're gonna call it the Boreas, which is like the northern winds kind of vibe. So we'll see if that name sticks. I might have to do an actual poll for our members later. Grumpy J says landscape, and then Charge says cool. Yes, very cool. I'm not gonna say it outside of reading your comments, if possible. Adventurer Bricks is here. I love Ice Planet, and it's no doubt one of my favorite space themes, or my favorite space theme, not just one of. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm a big fan of Ice Planet too. It's great. We'll get to our just building screen. I can show you what we're working on here in just a second. But Clicking Cliff is here. Good to see you, Cliff. Yo, yeah, we're working on some Ice Planet. And Grumpy J gifting 5 Mark of 5 with memberships. Thank you so much, Grumpy J. Appreciate you. A bunch of our members who have viewed at some point. I don't know if necessarily all of them are watching now, but at some point they've been watching and they've got a membership now. Lots of regular viewers there. So 28 peeps, smash the like button. Yes, Grumpy J, thank you. If you haven't already, feel free to drop a like. This helps the video a lot and sends this to more people so more people can watch. It helps the algorithm quite a bit. But let's read a little bit more. Lego Yardman is here. Teaver is here. Would you say the weather is cool? Oh, good grief. It's not cool. It's mild. I would say it's mild. It's nice and temperate. Unlike Ice Planet, which is very cold. It's freezing in Ice Planet. All right, let's see. No, I scrapped it twice, and I'm waiting to buy some parts to hopefully make it more stable and sturdy. That sounds good, Cross. I completely understand that situation. 90 in Virginia at the moment. That's hot. That's if you're talking Fahrenheit, that is hot weather in Virginia. Wow. I've been too busy to post in a while, but lots coming soon. No worries, Dusty. I had a kind of a slow week as far as posting as well. It was less videos shared this week. I got a D&D video out, but I didn't get my usual 12-hour build. I was just kind of delayed, had scheduling things going on, so hopefully that'll come out next week. Why not have some similar effect for its emissions? Runs off solar storms. Ooh, interesting charge. I don't know if it runs off solar storms, but it could run off something more unconventional than just diesel. But, okay. Show and tell, first of all, the thumbnail was a bunch of Yeti minifigures. And they're the same as we saw last week. They're pretty awesome. And they're going to be watching as we build down here, I believe. Right, we'll put them right there. And here, just to organize our figures, we had a bunch of our Ice Planet characters kind of decked out, reorganized with helmets. I found a few more visors in my pieces, so we're able to get those looking good. Well, we got some ads on this stream on my phone, so hopefully you guys aren't seeing too many ads. But yeah, the figure's looking awesome. We've got a few more in the cockpit of the big ship, which we'll show off in just a moment. We'll put them there, a whole crowd of Ice Planet figures watching. We also have our studs, just in case we do use the word COOL, and we'll put that in one of our little mini trucks, which we can keep as a counter. So we'll fill the bed of the truck with orange studs if we use that word by accident. But let's get out our first potential thing here we could be working on. Here is the kind of the head of the ship so far. You can see it's got the big Ice Planet logo there. This will open up and reveal either a weapon or some other device that points towards the front. You've got the large kind of elongated cockpit right there for two Ice Planet figures. Two special Ice Planet figures because they have the space-style visor because they're in outer space versus in regular Ice Planet icy terrain. So they're pretty neat. And that's the shape of it so far. This ship will have a lot more blue and black compared to the smaller Ice Hawk ships, which we made earlier. This is a little fighter jet style ship. But here's the big one. You can see it's even the beginnings of it is the same size as the Ice Hawk. And that'll be much larger as we move towards the back. The overall shape will have some nacelles. Basically, like, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Star Trek. You're going to have some two side engines going off the back here and a big core of blue and black in the middle. So should look pretty phenomenal when we do finally start working on the build. But these are the kind of the core elements that we'll build around and fill in the inside with all sorts of greebles and engines and all sorts of great detailed pieces there. So that's the big spaceship build idea. But in that one, unfortunately, lost last time, so we weren't able to work on it last time. We worked on the ice cave, which we did some great progress on last week. But this week, that's still on the table as a potential idea. The next thing, which will be an easier build, as far as easier pieces putting down, but a simpler project, will be to work on some Ice Planet landscape, which is similar to how we've done most of the streams so far. You have, in this case, it's a little different. I'll show you why. Here's a 32 by 32 base plate with some tan bricks on the inside and a layer of regular gray plates and a layer of white plates on top for the surface. And from there, you can attach these modular sections to it and make it a really big landscape very quickly. So this is already bigger than the building space that we have here, and we have even more of these guys ready to go. So we'll put this one here, this one here, and do that. There you go. And that's already massive. This is a big landscape. This is larger than a 48 by 48 base plate. That's how big that is. So it's huge. And we'll probably make it just a little bit bigger as far as length, and then have a little bit of, I can't even show you, it's so big, a little bit of detail on the back here so it's not just a smooth surface. Although we technically could leave it smooth on the back of the MOC. That's the second idea, is to basically just pick up where I left off this morning while I was building and try and add more to this surface. So it's either the spaceship or more of this. I don't think we'll be able to get to building the actual base itself yet. We want to make plenty of room for it. I think it'll need at least these 3 32 by 32 base plates plus a little bit of extra room so the vehicles can move around and land and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the second idea. So we'll see where we're at in the poll. Please feel free to vote if you can access it in the chat. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with these chunks. They're really sturdy. They stack very nicely, so they'll pack up great. So I'm pretty happy with this system so far. It's basically a really chunky Mills plate system. A lot of people can use Mills plates to strengthen their city layouts, their landscapes, but this is just an extra thick version of that with less connection. You actually only have one axle versus a bunch of pins. So it's less resistance when building and separating it, which is what you want for a convention where you're trying to be quick and brief. It doesn't need to really be super strong. It just needs to kind of barely hold together while it's being displayed. So that's the landscape idea. Let's move this out of the way for just a second. We might be working on this in just a moment, depending on how the poll goes. But let's say hi to a couple more of the people who have arrived in the chat. A lot of people here. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. Feel free to drop a like if you haven't already. But Lego Yard Man, Ninjago Wolfpack is here. Good to see you, Ninjago. S-Fam Studios is here. Have you seen Lego Ninjago yet? I've been watching that, actually. I saw the first, technically the second season with the Serpentine, and I started watching the third season, technically the second season, with kind of the conclusion to the Serpentine, and then you have the golden weapons merge into one, and Garmadon is using it to create problems for the ninja. So I'm working my way through Ninjago slowly, but it's a lot of fun. Let's see. Nexus to Zach is here. Good to see you, Nexus to Zach. Rob Claxton trying to get me to say the word cool. Not going to happen. Okai is here. Good to see Okai. And Imlig Gaming is here. Good to see Imlig. I'm horrible at pronouncing names, but good to see Gaming. Let's see. Morgan is here. Good to see him, Morgan. Thanks for joining in. Olive Brick is here too. Good to see Olive Brick. Well, looks like the Ice Planet HQ landscape is winning the poll at 55%. It just went down from 57 to 55. So I'm going to give it another minute at 4:29. We'll call it for that. And we could start working on some landscaping. That'd probably be the easiest thing to build because the spaceship is going to require more concentration and it'll be a slower building process while I'm chatting with everyone. But if we're doing landscape, that's pretty, I'm not saying brainless, but it is more simple, and therefore I can get probably a little more progress done, but then it'll be good to go. They removed a good amount of the Ninjago seasons from Netflix. I noticed that too, Olive Brick. There were some seasons that weren't accessible. Thankfully, the ones I want to see were there. So I'm still, the ones that I'm catching up on are still on Netflix for me, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Also, today is my birthday, so it's a great day for Lego. Hey, happy birthday, Nexus. Congratulations. That's awesome. Captain Nemo of the Nautilus. I love the name Nemo. That's very cool. Is Star Wars Bounty Hunters available on Mac? I have no idea. No idea. You keep asking the same question. That might have to put you in timeout here if you're spamming the same question. Let's see. Okai is here. I imagine Chunky Mills is like General Mills cereal, but extra chunky. That's kind of the concept that's being presented, so... yeah. Grumpy J says, happy birthday from all of us to you. All right. Ice Planet Landscape is going to win the poll, so we're going to close that. But thank you very much, everyone, for voting and liking the video. So yeah, Ice Planet HQ Landscape is what it is. And that means we can just start building right where we were before. So we can get out some white pieces, and blue pieces are directly behind me, I believe. So we should be good to go. There we go. All right, let's see if we can, yeah, that should be a good perspective for building. let's move this out of the way. This is spaceship pieces. We won't need these right now. There we go. And let's get the filler brick out, because that'll definitely be needed. Got plenty of tan brick for filler pieces here. There we go. And these will help fill in the rest of the creation, so we're not using all of our useful blue and white pieces where you won't see them. So we're not too worried about tan at this point. We've got both Dune and Adventurers completed at this point. So we can use all the tan pieces we want in here to make this landscape materialize for us. You see a lot of tan on the inside and there too. So yeah, it's what I happen to have a lot of still. So that's what we're gonna use. I do have a lot of black pieces too, but I want to save those for maybe like an evil castle. We'll see. I'm working on building an action figure out of Lego. Interesting, Olive Brick. Action figures can be pretty awesome. I almost said cool. Awesome. Sometimes difficult, but they're worth it if you can get it done. Travertine is here. Good to see you, Travertine. Thanks for stopping by. Soap NZ, no spaceship for you. Yeah, no spaceship. Yeah, that's tragically no big spaceship progress will be made for the next 2 hours. However, I'll be working on it soon, I'm sure. And it's probably, honestly, a good thing if I can do that off camera, because then I can really concentrate and get all those unusual greeble pieces in there without a problem. So you're having mic issues. Uh-oh. Mic issues. Let me know. The thumping of the table is up, but your voice is quiet. Uh-oh. Well, let me try this here, Morgan. Now that we're set up, we'll move the mic up here. And that way it's away from the table. Let me know if that's better audio for the mic. It should be better. Yeah, because we don't want too much textural noise. This isn't ASMR. Well, yeah, thanks for the notification there, Morgan. Mark, what did you think of my Lego video? Tim, I haven't had a chance to see it. I've been very busy this past week, but I will watch it after the stream for sure, because I am very anxious to see that. I'm excited to see what you've been working on. But I remember you said you were working on a big tan building, so that's something that I can relate to. I love building with Lego tan pieces, so looking forward to that, Tim. But I apologize. I just had a busy week. Wasn't feeling great for a couple days, so it actually took a little bit of time off to rest. And I'm doing better for it, so. But yes, I'll get to that soon, I hope. Cross Airborne Custom says, was working on a MOC, but the floor wasn't sturdy, so I had to scrap it and wait to order some parts to do it for the 3rd time. Wow. Well, hey, 3rd time's a charm. Hopefully it turns out well for you, Cross. I'm sure that MOC will be pretty awesome when it's built. I almost said cool. I'm sure it'll be pretty awesome. Ernst is here from Germany. Good to see you, Ernst. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. That's better? That's good, yes. We don't want too many thumping noises. I know if the mic is on the same table that you're building on, you can kind of, it just vibrates right into the MOC, so hopefully that's better. Mark, I enjoyed the new D&D video. Oh, that's great, Grumpy J. Thank you for watching it. Yes, that was a pretty crazy session, but it doesn't even hold a candle to the next one, because the next one is insane. It's bonkers. Malstair's been doing a great job as our DM, helping us guide us through this adventure that he's created for us. So it's super, super awesome. A bunch of Lego builders that I'm friends with. You can go follow them all on Instagram. Yeah, Jordan's frog character is one of the main ones for sure. I'm not the best video person. It's all good, Mark, when you can. I appreciate it, Tim. Yeah, I will check it out. I need to check out your channel to make sure I'm subscribed so I can see future videos. So, almost made you say cool unintentionally. You almost did, Cross. I almost said, oh, that sounds really COOL, and it would have been disastrous if I did. I noticed that Cross was watching the replay of the last stream and noticed a few times when I accidentally said the word COOL and didn't even catch it, so thank you for checking on that for me, Cross. So, Gola is here. Hey guys, how's the building going? It's going good, Gola. We are working on some Ice Planet landscape for the big Ice Planet HQ MOC that I'm working on, so it should be pretty great. But right now this is just filler brick. This is kind of the tedious part of the MOC, but thankfully it's also not too difficult, so I'm able to do it while talking at the same time. So multitasking when just putting down tan 2x4s is not too difficult. Yeah, banging the table was rocking my subwoofer, I'm sure, Morgan. Hopefully that's a little more balanced for you. It should be less distracting and irritating. I know that my TV speakers can be a little bit, I wouldn't say janky is the right word, but sensitive. I have like the sound bar is way too sensitive. It gets really loud if it's more than 3 notches above 0. So I have to be careful when listening to certain videos too. So. There we go. Get that nice filler brick in there, nothing too complicated. We will have some white pieces put on here very soon. All the white pieces are over here. Actually, I can show you guys while we're chatting. All the white pieces are going to be right over here to my right. Just a bunch of them. This is about half of the white pieces that we have available right now. And over here on my left, we have a bunch of the blue pieces. I would say more than half of the blue pieces over there. So we'll have plenty of material to work with. But first, we just need to fill in the inside with all this tan brick. So we'll be here for a minute, but that's okay. D&D hair spoiler. Yes, D&D was pretty crazy. So that was pretty fun. Next session will be insane. I'll try and edit that and get it out early for members because that was kind of a last minute thing. Was it yesterday? Friday. Yeah, yesterday. So that was... I would have loved to have that out for members sooner so you could get some extra preview time if you wanted it. So. I'm doing an inventory to see what I have for the Warp Wing fighter set. Ooh, nice. Warp Wing. Very interesting. I only made it about a third through the new D&D video, but really enjoying it so far. Yeah, well, so that's it's like 3 hours long, so no worries, Okay. Whatever you're able to watch is great. But yeah, it's a good time. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying D&D, especially if it's Lego Castle themed. So that's if it's Lego Castle themed, you've automatically got my interest. But the D&D side of things has also been really fun. A good group of people to do it with is also a very nice thing. Yeah, I'd love to do more. I'd love to DM my own campaign one day, but I don't think I'm nearly experienced enough yet. I think I've got the basics down at this point. I know how to play. I know how initiative and turns go. I know how some of the basic spell actions for some of the classes, and like I know how a barbarian class works pretty thoroughly now, so it's interesting. Yeah, I'm excited that Lego and D&D partnered up, so two of my favorite things can combine and make a pretty fun result. Mark of Oath, do you know how I can summon the Keeper? I want to ask him a question. If you start talking about red coats and blue coats, somehow he does usually appear, but Malister is also very busy. He's in the military, and he has a very busy and stressful job, so sometimes he's not able to make it to every stream, but there's a pretty good chance he'll show up at some point in the stream, though, so if you hang out and keep your eye out for that blue coat logo by his name, you should be good to go. You never know. So. Yeah, I don't think Malister has any public social media where you can reach out to him directly, but I could probably forward a question if you had one. So. SFAM Studio says, have you played Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed? It has Blacktron, Castle Ice Planet, a single Nexo Knight, and more. A single Nexo Knight! So that's interesting. Why would it just be one? There was supposed to be 4 of them. At least the 4 main characters. No, 5. 5 main characters. And then you had the Robin Black Knight character who was also there. So, yeah, interesting. But yeah, I have played a little bit of it. But the game was so, like, had a huge amount of storage demands. It needed a lot of storage. And it was just a little bit much for my phone. So I didn't keep it installed for long. But I did find it fun while I played it a little bit. I barely got past the initial game modes though, so it's interesting. That and the Lego 2K Drive, the racing game, I also wanted to try out, but I didn't like how they made it so monetized. I'm trying to think of a good way to describe that. It was just didn't seem like a very good deal. It seemed like it was really trying to squeeze every extra dollar they could, so I didn't buy it initially, and I still haven't gotten it now, even though I've seen it on sale a few times, so It's another game I wanted to try out eventually. I'm not in a rush. I also don't have a lot of time for video games as much as I used to. My friends have all been calling me to play Helldivers. I'm like, I'm editing a D&D video, guys. I can't tonight. So I gotta build a bunch. I have so much stuff I gotta build, guys. I gotta build Ice Planet. I gotta build Atlantis. Gotta build life on Mars. So there's some things piling up, but we'll get to them at some point soon. Steven is here. Steven Germano. Your Sea People MOC wall texture was the best I've ever seen. Oh, thank you, Steven. Appreciate it. Yeah, the wall turned out really well. Those little ingot pieces were great. They did the trick for sure. I think I do need some more of those headlight bricks, so bricks with studs on the side, in order to be able to attach more of those tiles. I have more of the tile pieces. I just need a way to get them onto the wall. So I think I could expand that texture even more on future builds. So Cross Airborne Custom says, I hate blue coats. that is how you would get Malistaire to show up if talking about blue coats. Blue coats boo, red coats yay. Yep, Grumpy J knows how to do it. So I told you all, Mark loves Nexo. He knows the lore too. No, I do not. I just know some basic facts about them. I do not know anything about the lore. Actually, I should look it up because, know thine enemy. I need to know what I'm up against these days. But yeah, there is a nicely filled out chunk of landscape here. We did all this blue brick earlier today. We actually did all of this building earlier today. This is all new. And in just a few hours, we got all this knocked out. But we'll cover this with white plates, at least. Maybe some white slopes at the very front edge. But then we'll be good to go. So let me see if we have any larger white plates we can snap on there first. Let's see. That'll work. Yeah. All right. Thankfully, we have a bunch of white bricks right over there. It's very easy to access pieces. Trapper Teen says red coats are not good. Yes, so the red coats, poor red coats. They're getting all the hate in the chat here. I'm piecing together the bounty pirate ship I found in a bulk lot. That's pretty cool, Tim. The bounty pirate ship. The Brick Bounty, I think it was called. That was a good ship. I like the newer pirate sets. I think they're pretty good. I like the face printing. I like the new style heads. I think have a more character, more human expression than some of the older style heads. I know that's probably sacrilegious to the classic Lego fans, but that's why I tend to swap them out on my Lego MOCs. Crosshair Custom says, I'm actually not a fan of any of the theme except Star Wars, Wolfpack figures, and Dragonborn collectible minifigures as well. Okay, there you go. Well, I thought you would have liked Minecraft, Cross, but maybe you don't like Lego Minecraft as much as playing Minecraft. I can understand. There's actually a pretty big difference between those two things. So we'll put this big white 8x16 plate right in the corner here. Take up some space there. And we can continue to work our way up this way. This should be pretty quick. We might actually need to grab some white slopes here and put them here first. We'll do that really quick, I think. Morgan says, have you been watching the live stream from Star Wars Celebration in Japan? Is it in Japan? Is that usually in Japan? I feel like that was often in the United States. I could be wrong, but that's pretty neat. So I texted Malister and told him we were hating on Blue Coat, so maybe he'll be here. There you go, Grumpy J. We've reached out to him, so we'll see if he makes it. All right, let me grab some white slopes here. They'll be very useful, I'm sure. Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know how well... I always assume that people can't hear me when I move this far away from the mic, but maybe you can. If not, no worries. We'll be back in just a second. Here we go. It's a little yellow. All right. We will try that. That should work. Yeah, you can see it. There we go. All right. Do we have any 1x4 areas? We do have some. We could do that. And where can this go? That can go right there. You gotta be careful with these pieces, because sometimes they're better one way or another. Let's see. You can do that. And we got this one. Put that there? Maybe. Maybe. It would probably be better as two separate ones. We'll do that. Like that. And that. There we go. Just snapping down some slopes here. That looks pretty good. Looks similar to that one right there. You kind of want to have some snowy drifts on the top of those blue bricks. That looks good. When you're at your parts table, we can kind of hear you talk. Okay. I imagine it's a bit quieter than talking directly to the mic like we have here. Oh, we can hear you, Mark, so don't even think about saying the word. No, never crossed my mind at all. Don't worry. Okay. We're good on that score. Closing on the house in just a couple of days, all I can think about is the mega builds that will be coming out of the new layer. So are they going to be mega blocks builds, or are they going to just be mega builds, like big builds? Because you got me confused with the use of the word mega there, Grumpy. If you're working with non-Lego, I'll be a little disappointed. I mean, you know, it's just like, you got all this Lego stuff and suddenly switch to mega blocks? That'd be crazy. Even a Nexonite fan wouldn't do that. But for real though, congratulations, Grumpy. That is so exciting that you'll have a brand new Lego space. Being able to, you know, kind of intentionally design your place where you can be creative with Lego is one of the most exciting prospects for a Lego fan. So, congratulations. Yeah, being able to pick what goes where and decide all those things is just a huge amount of excitement. So, congrats. Big builds. I'm so motivated to build a castle. Hey, Grumpy, now you have the space to do it. So that's fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. And you got a bunch of conventions nearby you can display these builds at. I mean, right now it's a good time to be a Lego fan in Florida, if you ask me. Floridian Lego fans are doing good. They got a couple stores down there. They're in good shape. Here we go. Let's put that no, that'll go here though. There you go. Can we put this there? Yes. Filling out these white plates very nicely. And because we've gone for a pretty flat style landscape on the inside and more of a detailed outer edge, this fills in fast with the tan pieces. So we're able to make progress more rapidly, which I think we kind of need to in order to meet our very time-pressing goal. That's really, it's not even creeping up on us, it's racing towards us like a freight train. And we got to get that done, man. We got to get this stuff accomplished. We got so many things we gotta build after this too. So can that fit right there? That's gonna go right there, I think. And this might even go right there. Nice. Yeah, we'll do that. Those three plates there will do the trick. Let me get a few smaller white plates to fill in these gaps. And maybe just a few small slopes too. Hold on one second. I just posted a little Paradisa space mashup mock on my Flickr. Okay, that's cool. That's pretty cool. I said cool. I was thinking of an adjective to complement that idea, and I said cool twice. So we have two red trans orange dots in the COL bin, but yes, that's pretty neat. Paradisa and space are two themes that are very different, but also would make a great combination if you ask me. So, yeah. Accidentally said our favorite word here. So, oh well, you know, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let me get some small white plates so we can kind of fill in the space between the slopes and the larger plates. We'll make that happen. we go. Let's see. Now we need a 1x3 right there. We can probably use one of these little curve slopes right there. That'll work. Is there any room for a 2x6? Not really. No, that's too big. Too large a size of a plate. There we go. Probably need a 1x6. Yeah. Do it. 1x4. And we have a 1x1 space there. We might just cover it over. First we'll do that. Oh, I know what to do. Go. 2x2. 1x2. And we'll be done with the first aspect of this landscape. We're not going to just leave it studs, the entire surface. That's kind of boring. We'll probably need to decorate this with tiles or more slopes, more textural elements, because it's just a little too plain. I do want to leave a specific area, probably a 4x4 or a 6x6 space in the middle, where you can attach something on top. Whether it's an ice planet base, like we're probably going to have here, or it'll be like a piece of landscape. Like this landscape that we built earlier might end up going on top like that to add even more terrain depth to the scene. We'll see. It might just sit right on there like that. Or you can have like a little ice crystal formation. You can have an ice cave like the one we're working on. So this is going to be the base for everything to go on top of just these big modular landscapes. And have a couple of those throughout the scene, probably 2 or 3 big chunks. So that's my new plan, is to kind of rely on these since they're so quick and simple to build. And I do like how they look. I think it'll work very well. We're going to put that right there. And we probably need a few more 1x plates. Oh, no, we got it. We're doing it right. Here we go. Let's see. That'll work. Awesome. All right, we got just a few pieces we can use to fill in the back of some of these. There you go. And that will look good there. And that will look good there. Awesome. Probably put that there. Just a little bit more right there. Looks good. Just smooth it out just a tiny bit. Let's you plate and there. And do we have a 1x3 will work? Put that there. Awesome. Look at that. Looks pretty chilly. Looks pretty sweet. I think this slope here is a little bit yellowed. You can kind of see it just a tiny bit in the camera. Not quite. It's subtle enough that I think I can get away with it, but if it was on a spaceship, I probably would have to change it out for a less poignantly yellowed piece. There we go. Nice modular chunks. Look at that. I like that a lot. That's super satisfying. All right. Yeah, we're caught up on this side. Let's make a ice planet chunk for the back here that's 32x32 long and make that work. But yeah. Mwah, made you say it twice. Yes, Okai. Yes, you did. Ugh. Disappointment. Cross Airborne Custom says only 35 likes and we have 48 people. Like the stream, people. Yes, feel free to like the video. It helps a ton. Thank you so much for liking. Dust Off the Brick says, I will never build a big build like my zoo again in my Lego room. I don't have enough space. I need to get a bigger Lego room like Grumpy. That's one way, Dusty. Or you can build slightly smaller MOCs. I've found a lot of satisfaction from making 12-hour build size creations, and this is already past that size right here. So you can have a lot of fun on a 32x32 or thereabouts. So medium and small MOCs are pretty awesome too. Bobo Brick says, lads, how do I make a nice transition from landscape to bush and trees, bright green? Okay, so there's a couple ways you could do that, Bobo Bricks. I would recommend you have So say this is your gravel, right? You have a little bit of a raised terrain like this. You can imagine this as being like a landscape terrain. Something that is a dividing line, either a little bit of dirt, like tan or brown, or you could even have like a little bit of stonework, and then you could have some grass and bushes behind it. So you can basically just kind of have it look like the pathway is worn down, and then the landscape is up a little bit, because grass on the side of a path is usually taller than the path that has been beaten down and stepped on and pushed downwards. That's my advice. But there's so many ways to do it. Eventually I want to do some landscaping tutorial videos and give people ideas for that sort of thing, Bobo Bricks. But you also make very, very nice MOCs. I've seen them on Instagram, so I feel like whatever solution you'll come up with will be great. So Steven is here. Steven Germano says, Lego Castle are always the best. I agree, Steven. Lego Castle is probably the best theme, for sure. So, absolutely. And I missed Jacob's comment earlier. Cheers, folk. How's the weekend treating you so far? Pretty good, Jacob. I'm kind of like yesterday I thought it was today, and today I thought it was yesterday. Like I don't know if it's Friday or Saturday. This Easter weekend I've been a little bit off, but other than that, doing pretty well. Losing track of time because we've been busy, but doing good otherwise. So, working on a futuristic air hangar police department and running out of bricks for big plates for walls. Any recommended techniques? Ooh. Running out of big plates is a tricky one. You could try and like mix in another color. If you're using all one color, it can be kind of difficult. Maybe you use different types of gray colors, or use different blacks or whites. Break it up a little bit. Have some panels be this, and have like an interrupted frame, and have the panel resume here. So try and put more pieces in the MOC by adding more texture or a different organization to that structure. But yeah, it's tricky when you start running out of pieces. I know what that's like. Thankfully, I think we'll be okay for a while, but eventually we'll start running out of blue and running out of white pieces, and then it's going to get difficult. Might have to make some orders. Yeah, Bobo, Okai had the same advice for Bobo as I did. Just some dirt, like a little bit of a ledge in between, making sense. So I'm thinking I should be able to get a bigger space in about 3 years, so I hope I can squeeze 3 more years of Lego in my Lego room. Hopefully, Dusty. I'm sorry you have to squeeze it all in like that, but it should work out well in the end. So, Andrew says, a huge ice crystal structure towering at an angle would be awesome. Apologies to the Fortress of Solitude. Yeah, I really do want to get some kind of angular ice crystals going on too, because I'm a big fan of Superman, and the Fortress of Solitude was pretty awesome. I almost said pretty cool. Pretty awesome. So that would be really neat to be able to incorporate something like that in this scene. I think it's going to happen. I got a lot of clear pieces. I can make it happen. Just need to kind of have the right angles, the right vision, making sense. Is there an ice planet god? I don't know, Grumpy. Maybe you need to make one up. For right now, I don't think I have any deities in my ice planet lore right now. But this is kind of a sci-fi universe, so. But maybe there's some sort of ice god in the center of this planet. I don't know. You can get creative with it. Coolio is the name of it. No. We're not saying that. Then I have to say it all the time, and it'd be awful. Let's see. How about using base plates? Base plates would be a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay. That's a good plan. That's my plan for the next few years, is to build smaller MOCs. And you can build more smaller MOCs than you can build big MOCs. So if you're making like one giant MOC a year, that's one a year. If you're building 12-hour size MOCs, like a 32 by 30, you can get a couple of those done in the same amount of time for sure. So yeah, looking great, Mark. Oh, thank you, Tim. Appreciate you tuning into the stream and letting me know. I need to check out your Lego room video, Tim. I'll see that after the stream. I feel bad that I missed it. I haven't had a chance to look at it. But yeah, we are at a good point here, so we're actually probably able to push this out of the way at least. Let me see. Just do that so we know where we're trying to build. Because this is all going to be one shape on this side, I think I can get away with at least one base plate. Maybe like that. And then have it kind of dark blue round out around this edge and come back in. All we have to do is meet at the same two corners. We cannot go beyond it. Where is it? Right here. So where's this one? Oh, that's the corner piece. We can't use this. We need to use another square. Let me get these. There we go. So removing this and putting in a square. Make sure we got one with a pin. There we go. And that needs to go there. So we're trying to match up. There's not enough room in my camera space. We're trying to build something right there across the 2 space. Right like that. That should be pretty neat. So over here, this is the cool thing about the modular pieces. We will be able to configure this however we want to. You could even have an interior corner like that. That is neat. Because that's not how that landscape was shaped originally. Very, very neat. Alright, let's turn this around and build something on this side here. And right now, they barely stay together, so I'll probably have to put some tiles over the top. I think I mentioned that in the beginning of the stream. Yeah. Oh! I knocked off a piece. Oh well. Okay. Let's get some dark blue out. We'll start with some dark blue plates like we have before. And then we'll be good to start shaping out this base here. Just a nice curve. Dark blue big plates. There's some. And dark blue is not an easy color to track down. I have a pretty good amount of it. Right now, let me go to the chatting camera. So you can see, we've got a decent table full of it. We got a few more bins up there, but eventually I think dark blue is going to be one of the first colors to run out. And then I don't think they have this size on Lego.com for sale. You don't have like 6 by, what is that, 12, 18? Yeah, it's big blue plates are harder to find, especially on Bricklink. So we'll see how that works out. Wait. Hopefully we're able to stretch those dark blue pieces as far as possible so we don't run out prematurely. Hey, a live stream. There you go, Chrome Vader. We are streaming. We are working on some Ice Planet landscaping as per the victory on the poll, which we did a little bit earlier in the chat. So we are building away. And it's going pretty well so far. Working on some ice landscape for the HQ. And I might need some for this side too. Will that even? Nope, I gotta be even further. Can this go in that corner? I think it might have to. Yeah. And then you could do that. Is that too far? No, it's good. We'll do that. And we could probably do one of these. Good. Let's do one like that. One like that. One like that. There you go. And then we want to curve this in right here. Just a nice shape on that side. Get a few. Actually, that might be too steep. Too steep. Unless we do a very sharp turn right there, we might. That might make sense. I'll see if we have the right pieces. Because you could do like that. See that? And then you have it just go. Sheet one by one. I think we figured out what we're doing right there, because I like that. And now, because this is just floating on the table, we need to snap that down with bricks as soon as possible to make that angle make sense. But yeah, I think that's pretty organically shaped. Looks good. We'll do that. Bubble Brick says, I'm building a bright green bushes so I can flex my one bright green grass stem. Hey, that's an expensive grass stem, Bubble Bricks. That's a good piece to have. If you're talking the old style one with the kind of soft rubbery piece, yeah, I know what you're talking about, Bubble Bricks. That's pretty neat. I got a couple of those in my plant bin as well. When will the stream end? We're gonna stream till about 6:15. We want to do about a 2-hour stream. And we were pretty on time today, so we'll stream to about 6:15, maybe 6:20 if we push it a few more minutes. But yeah, we're just working on landscaping, which is exactly what we're gonna be doing. So, but I'm very happy with this shape right here. So we can get some dark blue bricks and snap those down if we're able to. Oh, you see that? Nexonite, Nexo garbage. Might be pulling the sticker off of that one. We'll see. Get some blue sloops. There's some good blue pieces in here. Okay. This is enough to work with for a minute. Some good dark blue basic bricks and some slopes in here. So initially we want to be as strong as possible while still being efficient with pieces. So we're going to do probably one like that. Probably one like this. And this, probably. There you go. Do one over here. One right here, I think. Yeah, probably. And we need, I really could use one more 2x4 bricks. I'm going to look for one here. Those are not too uncommon. There we go. That'll help. So now that's all connected in one piece. See that? And we can kind of build off of that and fill in this gap so it's nice and strong. As strong as possible, anyway. Let's see. Do one of those, one of those. Just like that. Do we have room? No. Yes. Just like that. Perfect. Nope. A little bit of blue right there. So we've got a sharp angle right there, so we're actually using blue slopes to try and smooth that out as much as possible. Not have it be too abrupt. Have it be more straight right here, because that is a more straight back wall. Doesn't need to be super detailed. And this only needs to be one brick layer high in dark blue, so we're trying to be as efficient as possible. Have the inside be all tan. So we got plenty of tan bricks to go around. So one right there. Probably need another 2x4 and more. I don't even know where those corner pieces are going to go. We'll look for some more dark blue in a second. Make sure there's no comments here. Yeah, so like 5:15 Central Time. Yes, for sure. Also, I would make a server for your channel in the future if you really want one that is Discord. Yes, a Discord server would be a good idea, Cross. I've had a couple people mention that. I think that'd be pretty fun at some point. I don't know if I have time to keep an eye on it right now, but yeah, we'll work on that for sure. But yeah, I'm really quite happy with this side. Just need to fill in some more pieces on this side, which is kind of out of camera view. We'll put it right there. Actually, you can kind of see what I'm looking at too. You see those slopes a little bit better. a little bit better from this angle. So yeah, let's see if we can fill this out just here. And also if we can find a tan plate for right under here. There we go. Can that go underneath that? No, that's going right there. There. Awesome. Much stronger. Now it's less prone to falling off. A little bit less. Get a few more dark blue pieces here. There we go. Ah, yes, the cheese slope will work perfectly here. Nice. All right. A few more dark blue bricks. I kind of like this one here somewhere. There you go. We'll do that and that. Pretty good selection of dark blue being found so far. Let's do that and that. Probably do one like this there. Yeah. Need something behind it though. And a 1 by. Is it gonna be 1 before? I think it's gonna be 1 before, right there. Boop. Just a little bit more right here. Need a 1 by 2. I don't want to use this nice 1 by 2. So I want a 1 by 2 brick right there. I need some more plate support. Here we go. Awesome. So 1 by 2 brick right there should fill in the gap. Everyone talks about Discord, but I don't even know what that is. So it used to be just basically a Skype or like Zoom for like gaming. So it was a little bit different, a little bit more detailed layout, but now it's kind of its own thing. It's unusual. It's like you can just communicate directly with your friends and have voice calls, video calls for free, or you can create a server, which is like a small group, and you can invite people to it and then communicate and chat on these kind of chat threads. So it's a useful tool. I don't use it as often as some people I know, but yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. A little more sturdy it is. Just a little, just yes. Exactly. A little bit more sturdy would be good. And what people will do is, if they have like a brand or a channel or stuff like that, they'll have a Discord server for the fans of that channel to communicate on. And yeah, I might do that at some point. We'll see. It would be one more thing to take care of, so I've been hesitant to do it so far. But I'm familiar with Discord, so it shouldn't be too difficult. We'll see. Alright, so we can fill in the tan brick behind the dark blue just a little bit so that it's nice and sturdy. And once we've gotten to that point, we can start to think about the next layer of blue colored pieces that are going on top of it. There we go. Awesome. Awesome sauce. We'll need just a few more tan plates. Oh, the tan's over here. Yeah. Tan plates to fill in this space, because we want this all a plate higher than the other scene. Excuse me, that Gatorade speaking to me. But yeah, the reason being is there's a layer of gray between the tan and the white here. Just a little layer of gray that makes up for the plate layer underneath all this, and it's all the same height once you put some white on top of these bricks. So that's just the way it works out. It wasn't like I was planning it too much, but it just ended up kind of sewing together like that. So, battery-powered bricks is here. Discord is slowly replacing forums these days, which has the side effect of siloing the community. Yeah, a little bit, for sure. People don't use forums like they used to, for sure, battery-powered bricks. But Morgan has got to scoot, got to run. I have a photo shoot now. See ya. Take care, Morgan. Thank you so much for stopping by. You have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the photo shoot. I got to go and get back to work. I will catch the rest later. Bye, everyone. Take care, Dusty. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, we've got a little bit more to stream. Probably stream till about 6:15 or so. But we've already got a bit of progress laid out here. I'm very happy with this chunk. We've already chatted with a bunch of our friends. So, goal achieved as far as the stream, what we're trying to stream for, so. The rest is just bonus. But yeah, Discord's interesting. It's an interesting thing. I definitely use it when I'm playing video games with other people versus like built-in, like live voice chat. I prefer to use Discord for like Minecraft or Helldivers or other things I'll play. So yeah, it's a little weird to use at first, but eventually it's pretty simple once you get the hang of it, I think. A few more tan plates would be good. You're right, Mark. The Brick Bounty set 70413. Yes, Brick Bounty. That's a good ship. I don't think I have that one. I don't have the sails, so I don't think I have that one. I might have the hull pieces. But yeah, like I said, I'm a big fan of the more recent Pirate Waves. I don't know if they sold well, or maybe they did sell well or didn't sell well. I'm not sure about all that. But I got a few of the smaller ones and enjoyed them a lot when I was a little bit younger. Basically anything Pirates is going to be good, though. There's only a few Pirate sets that I don't think were great, and those were more recent. Like a gift with purchase set that was kind of pirate themed. It wasn't very good. But yeah, most pirate sets have been great. One pirate set I really wish I had bought and didn't was the Barracuda Bay, Pirates of Barracuda Bay set, because that one was awesome. That was a great set. And I just didn't get around to buying it. I had so many other things I was trying to get at the time. It got retired, and I'm like, oh no, it's retiring. I should buy it. Oh well. Now I wish I had bought it. Oh well. And yeah, Cross is still trying to summon Malistaire. We'll see if Malistaire ends up showing up today. Malistaire might even be working today, so we'll see. But if Malistaire is going to show up anywhere, it's the possibility of being here is relatively high. Alright. Let's get just a tiny bit more tan plates right in here and fill in that space. There's at least a few. A 6x6 would be perfect. I don't know if we can. There's almost some of that space there. I've been cutting back on online stuff lately. Now I just follow a few YouTube channels for the most part. No other socials really. I should post more on my IG, I suppose, since I made one finally. Yep, Chrome Vader, I get it. Sometimes you just don't have time for all that social media stuff. It's a lot of work to try and keep up with it and post consistently and check out everyone's stuff. There's so many people involved in it these days, so no worries if you gotta dial back. I get it. I wish I wasn't so deeply connected to it. I could take more breaks and be a little bit less attached to my phone all the time, but I also like posting stuff, so it's a double-edged sword, an issue there. So. Battery Proud Brick says, you'll be flying by me in no time. There you go. Oh, Mark, not sure if I ever said this. Congrats on 10K subs. Hey, I appreciate it, man. It was a big milestone for our little channel, but yeah, I'm hoping that we continue to grow nicely. So, yeah, I don't know about passing you though. I like your train content, man. You post more train stuff. I think you'll stay well ahead of me. But yeah, that was glad to get past the big 10K. Yeah, we need I need to get some tutorial videos out. I think that's where my future is at. Because I can build MOCs all day, but I think that those are somewhat limited by the theme. So it's like, yeah, I love building Life on Mars, but not everyone's going to watch a Life on Mars video for 30 minutes, you know? So I think that a lot of people would love to learn how to build a little bit better or have some ideas to build MOC stuff. So I think that's got a really big audience versus a specific theme that may or may not be of interest to everyone. So we'll see. Just need a 2x4 brick. Come on. There it is. Yeah. Sometimes if you kind of speak it into being, it makes it work. And the reason we needed that was because there was not enough room for some Technic pieces we'll need right there. I've been taking a break lately. You are only 200 subs behind me. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. That's, well, breaks are good. So I'm glad you were able to get a nice break, man. Mark, the way we need to summon Malister is say Blue Coach 3 times and COOL behind it. I'm not going to say COOL if possible, but yeah, if you wanted to say Malister 3 times in a row like that, he might show up. You never know. I don't think it's quite as guaranteed as Beetlejuice, but yeah, we'll see. Steven Germano has got to run. No worries, Steven. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. A little bit of slurp juice. Here we go. Well, filling in the tan bricks, and we will get the first layer of this landscape constructed. Here we go. Do we have any more 1x2? Yeah. 1x2 bricks. Just to add a little bit of base backing right there. We need to get a few more layers of brick for this tiny little end to be strong enough, but I think it'll be fine once we get 3 or 4 bricks tall. Let me get 2 axle connectors here. Here's one. I need 3 more. 3 more like that. There's another one. It doesn't matter what color they are. It can be any color. Actually, I think I need some of these to go behind them. We'll see. Now I'm looking for a very specific type of axle that is supposed to be common. Maybe not common in this bin. No? Aha! Here's one. This is the problem when you sort pieces by color and not by type. I need just another one like that. And we put it in there. And then you have the stud. Put the stud in the anti-stud area of the headlight brick. And that way that pin doesn't come out and go anywhere. You can just stick it right in there. And that should hopefully attach to there. Actually, we might have to go a few plates taller. I think it's 2 plates taller. Need another 2x2 plate. Eventually. Okay, there's one. There we go. Actually, let's do that way. Awesome. And now that'll fit into the side pretty securely. We just need to do that again over here. Tutorials is a fantastic idea. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about, Lego Yard Man. We'll see. The first one would probably be water techniques, because that's where I usually start in a landscape MOC, is to get all the water and ocean and rivers and stuff done first, and then build the ground around it, because the water is usually at the lower point of landscape and usually building up from the bottom. So that's the plan anyway. I think that will be happening sooner rather than later, though. One more plate underneath. There we go. Yeah, once this connection is secure, we can pretty much just fill it up as we need to. Without too much concern. Few more plates underneath, and we still need one plate on top if we're matching the rest of the bricks. So here's a 2x6. If we had a 2x2, it would be styling. I don't want to use white or blue, because that would not be good. We want to use those on the outside, tan on the inside, but I'm not seeing a lot of tan plates here. It's mostly bricks. Well, that'll work. So we don't have a 2x2 plate, which is what exactly I was looking for, but we do have two 1x2 plates right here, which will do the trick. There we go. And now we can kind of put a few bricks around those spots to keep them nice and secure. And all those tan bricks coming in handy at this point. Awesome. Very cool. Malister said he is spending time with his wife. Date night? Oh yeah, then Malister will be busy. No problem. Klein Bricks is here. I would watch tutorials, but I also watch all your MOC videos. Oh, thank you, Klein Bricks. Appreciate it. Yeah, we the MOC videos are pretty fun. They take a lot of time to do though, so it's hard to do them very consistently. Like this last week, I wasn't able to get the Atlantis video out like I wanted to, just because I got a little bit busy. But yeah, we'll keep making those for sure. But tutorial videos, I think, have a lot of rewatchability, because you can say, oh, what did he say when he did that video? Let me go check the tree tutorial video one more time. So that's my next plan. My next grand plan for the channel. Okay. Well, let's get some basic blue bricks out. Might even be able to get a bin of pieces in front of us here and work from that. That'd be more interesting than not. There we go. So I don't speak Arabic, so I don't know what that is, but hopefully it's nice, whatever it may be. If you can use Google Translate, then I can understand. So. Tobias says, "Is Ice Planet your favorite space theme?" It's probably so, Tobias. It's one of my favorites for sure. It's got a great look. It's very nostalgic. It's a year older than me, so I don't necessarily have tons of nostalgia for it. I didn't grow up with it. I did have a few figures growing up, so not completely void of nostalgia. But I think the color scheme is really distinct. Really stands out. So. Can we have a translator? I don't know, Grumpy J. I don't know any translators, so. Let's see. Adding some blue pieces. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me move it over a little bit. So you can see there's some blue bricks being added here. And will continue to be added there. Let's do that one there. There you go. Just like that. Yeah, basic blue bricks, relatively easy to acquire and come by, so still have plenty of those available right now. Ooh, almost used a Mega Block. That wouldn't have been good. Don't want to use Mega Blocks. Every now and then they sneak in. Getting some weird comments in there. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. If you're here to spam, we don't want that, so. Lorem says, "I'm surprised to see not a lot of people building with transparent bricks for Ice Planet." So, yeah, transparent pieces, they're not as easy to acquire in bulk sometimes. So that can be one of the reasons why that happens. But I do plan on using some transparent pieces, especially when lighting is concerned. So some ice crystals coming out of the background, some ice crystal veins in the caves, so stuff like that. So. Tim says, "Scammer alert." Yeah, I had some weird comments popping up. So, Grumpy J taking care of business. Thanks, Grumpy. Appreciate you being a good moderator for me. I could pause my building to work on it, but it's very grateful for you helping. So, Kleinbrick says, "Mark, I'm going to LEGO convention next weekend. I'm curious if you've ever bring extra parts for MOCs, and how do you figure out what parts to bring?" Great question, Kleinbricks. I do bring extra parts occasionally to conventions. I've never regretted it, because normally a little bit of extra space is not too big a deal. But, for example, I brought the Tron build to a number of conventions, and I usually brought a small bin. Let's see if I can find a small bin as an example. A bin about this size. About a shoebox size bin of useful black pieces, transparent elements, even one extra spare lighting kit, and some pieces, tiles like that. Things that I could use to fix up any MOC that broke, to round out anything that was disassembled unintentionally on the way there. So, yes, bringing some extra pieces is good. And one time I did have to use a lot of it because a MOC of ours really broke up when we were driving it to Nashville, because the roads between here and Nashville are really not great. And it was very useful to have extra pieces. So it is a good idea if you have those extra pieces to bring. If you have a little extra space in your car on your way to the convention, makes sense. But I wouldn't go completely overboard, like a shoebox size of useful things to fix a problem if you need it. So I need to do a video on conventions and things you can look out for and things you can expect and anticipate. So that'd be another good video idea. So, not all heroes wear capes. Well, I think Grumpy J, you could have a cape. But yes, that is true. Thank you, Grumpy J. A good moderator. Mark, how would I say become a mod? Well, Cross, you're here a lot, and as long as you don't abuse your powers, we can Let's see, add you as a moderator there. Just a standard moderator, but there you go. There you go, Cross. You're here regularly enough that it makes sense to have you as a moderator. So, basically, if you see a comment that is very clearly spam, you're welcome to do what you need to do. So, let's see. We've got some blue bricks here we can start putting down. Let me make sure there's no comments. Yes, a video on conventions would be great. I've been talking about that for ages, so hopefully I can get to that at some point. But let me make sure I'm viewing my main camera so it's not, not messed up. There you go. All right. Do we have a 1x? A 1x slope would be good. We could just do that. I need some more small blue bricks. Very small. That's a cool piece. I like that piece. See that? That's a weird one. It's not exactly what I need in this context, but can mess around. Let's do that. And that. Yeah, you guys can still see me building from here. Move up a little bit here. Trying to finish out this corner in blue. We can smooth it down a little bit, but once you get to a certain point, it actually has to stay pretty stoically there. We'll do that. A 1x2 would be better. And we don't need any more blue over there. We could do this. There we go. So I need a 1x2 brick, a 2x2 brick would go right there. Oh, need to get a piece out. There you go. Always got those little tiles sneaking in. Come on. You know, I'm just gonna find a different 2x2. There we go. Sometimes they don't want to come out. There we go. Put that there. And get a 1x6, put it up there. Awesome. So the basic blue layer is now done. Make sure there's no corners or anything that need filling out. There we go. Let's just do this. No. Don't want it to be yellow. All right. Good. Well, we will put these blue bricks back in here, since we don't need regular blue. Now we need azure, and the kind of harder to find darker shade of azure too. We'll look in here, but we probably will have to go through the bins behind me as well. So, Cross Airborne Custom says, "Oh, thanks, absolutely, Cross. You're here a lot, so that makes sense." Thanks. I'm also lucky as my house is only 1.5 hours away. If I really need a part, I could get it. Yes, if you're close enough to drive back home, then you can make emergency repairs. It's just not fun, and it's good to have some backups on hand ready. So, but yeah, you're in a good shape, Klein, if you're only an hour and a half away. So. I've been trolling Mark since 2020. That I wore him down enough to be my friend. Well, Grumpy, despite his name, is actually a super friendly and positive guy. So, yeah, he just pretends to be the grumpiest person ever. So what are the no-nos? Well, you'll see it. You'll see it when you... Like, so if they're spamming the same question over and over again, if they're trying to send links to sites that are not good, you want to delete those and put that user in timeout for a time. So, usually that does the trick. Yeah, Grumpy J can give you more advice on how to be a mod there, Cross. Yay, I'm not the only one to pronounce Azure like that. Yeah, I pronounce Azure Azure. So hopefully that's not giving people the ick. There's got to be... I think some people say Azure. 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 How am I supposed to pronounce Azure? Let me know in the comments. Right now we're looking for this color. It's actually really more like a blue to me. I don't see this as more of an azure. But yeah. Here, and then on top of that, we put the lighter color azure. So we'll get to all those in a second. We are getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, though, because I need to put down some tan bricks behind the first layer of regular blue here. So we'll do that first, actually. That shouldn't take long. Pengui is here. Make a pumpkin shrine. I don't have any orange bricks besides this brick separator, Pengui. Yeah. This is the third live stream. I asked for a pumpkin shrine. None have been given one yet. Oh, I'm sorry, Pengui. One day I'll get you a pumpkin shrine. That wouldn't be that hard to do. I know my brother has made a pumpkin shrine. It was pretty neat. So I might have to find a picture. Azure is pronounced as Azure. Yep, that sounds right, Grumpy J. Yep, sounds good. Azure. 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 That sounds right too. I bet you're right, Lorem. I would take your word for it. But yeah, my pronunciation skills are terrible. Grumpy is correct. Yeah, Grumpy's correct. Grumpy's always correct. What are we talking about? No, my pronunciation is terrible, so don't, if I'm saying it, it's like 50% chance it's incorrect. So don't go by me. But yes. I've heard people pronounce that word several different ways, though, so I don't feel too bad about that one. Yes, putting in a layer of filler tan brick behind the blue brick so that it will be a nice stable foundation for all the azure. I'll figure it out one day. I'll ask either my sister or mom, who both are very skilled with pronunciation, spelling, writing, punctuation, all that stuff that I'm pretty bad at. I'll check with them and find out how to pronounce that word. So, it's hard to figure out exactly the phonetics of something being said over text if you don't already know exactly how it's pronounced. I will say that. If you're writing it out, it's trickier to read. Sometimes it's trickier to get the gist. English isn't the easiest language also, so plenty of excuses available to me here. Yeah, thankfully we still have plenty of tan, which is very easy to say. Plenty of tan to build with. So it's going pretty smoothly now. Now that we've gotten the dark blue out of the way, which is the tricky color to build with, honestly. There you go. How are we doing on time? 5:45. Yeah, we still got about 30 minutes left on the stream. Not too bad. I guess it bothers some. I've had more than one comment on my pronunciation. I mean, YouTube's gonna comment if you got something if there's something that gives people like, oh wait, hold on, they're just trying to help, you know. Tobias says, I know you don't like Next Nights, but what do you think of the minifigures? So they're very detailed and they're very well made. I have a lot of the villain minifigures from Next Nights, especially. I need to collect more of the heroes because I do want to make Next Nights at some point. But yeah, I think the minifigures are pretty good overall. I just think that the characters and the story are terrible. So just because it has good, well-executed minifigures doesn't make it a good theme. So, but yeah, I didn't have too many issues with minifigures. I'd say the first season of Next Nights, the villains are really strong. Second season, the purple gargoyle ones were less appealing to me. But then the third wave, you had these kind of cyberpunk vampires, which are pretty awesome too. So some good figures in Next Nights, which is disgusting to say out loud, but you know, I gotta be honest. So yeah, a lot of the sets, a number of the sets are pretty good in Next Nights. They're decent, but a lot of the sets are really bad. Like, there's some bad Next Night sets. I know a couple that are just like my least favorite sets of all time are in Next Nights. I think that the bases, the Next Night fortresses, the castles are pretty solid. So there's actually some good builds there. But yeah, some other aspects of Next Nights I like. Again, the story just couldn't be worse for me. But the mashup of themes wasn't as executed the way that I would have done it, so I just gripe on it. It also took the place of both castle and space in its respective year, and ended both those themes effectively. So instead of getting a new castle line after some very popular castle lines, like the 07, 08, 09 castle fantasy area, then you had the Kingdoms Lion Knights, you had the 2013 castle line, which was pretty good, and then you have Nexo Knights. That was a big letdown compared to what had come before. So, got to think of the context there. Battery Powered Brick says, I think you mean tan. A tan. Yes, tan. That color. Yes, that one. Let's see. Put some azure down here. Azure. Yeah. I don't know. Put this shade of blue down. It'll be good. It's pronounced tan. Exactly, Andrew. Exactly. I sometimes call tan coyote due to the army. Hey, that has some character to it, Grumpy J. I can see why that you'd say that. Lego Yardman says, is it French? It probably is. Azure? I think it is French. That sounds like a French thing to say. A good tutorial video would be how much infill to put inside a MOC depending on how far the MOC is traveling and how it will be packed. Yes, so how much strength do you need in your build? It also really depends on how many bricks you have to put in the filler brick. Because if you're building a big castle mountain, it can consume pieces like crazy. So this is not that thick. It's 4 bricks tall, so that's not crazy. But if you get really big mountains, like my friend Rich Intense Bricks on Instagram, he does so many big mountains that he goes through so many pieces. He has to buy bulk like crazy. So yeah, good topic for a video there, Klein. Let me get some more of this very specific shade of blue here. I have to remember this is the back of the MOC and it's not going to be seen as much. Probably the back of the MOC. The thing about this modular landscape system is you could have it be the front, the side, whatever you want it to be, depending on the need. Which I kind of like that flexibility. We'll see how this works. It could be great or it could be pretty dumb. I think it'll be good. We'll see. We'll see. Do that. Yeah, sure. Let's do that there. Nice. Went relatively quickly. Still got, oh, that's a light one. We want that on the next layer. Just a few more 2x4s if we've got them. Might even be some in that bin. Tan, ton, tun, ten, tin. Yep, all the pronunciations for tan. Wolfpack Beastmaster and Dragonborn figure, absolutely. YouTube autoplay got me here. Oh, we woke you up. Sorry about that. B-I-C-I, no worries. It could be Dutch as the word Lego means play well. There you go. Okay, cool. What is your favorite CMF minifigure? Ooh, Tobias, there are so many good ones. I think the Dragonborn Paladin is making a strong case for it nowadays. But, best ever? The original Spartan warrior, the Greek warrior figure, was really a good figure. So that one was a fantastic one. That was like series 2 or 3. So that was years and years and years ago. But it's the only Greek hoplite minifigure we've basically ever gotten. I managed to slowly collect, I have maybe a dozen of them. So I'm very grateful for that collection. They're actually not as expensive as they used to be, because people have, I think, forgotten about them. But that was a good one. But yeah, the Dragonborn Paladin and the Wolfpack Beastmaster, 2 amazing figures that have come out recently. And there will be more. There's always going to be more great collectible minifigures, for sure. Azure is from Old French, from Medieval Latin, from Arabic, from Persian. Yeah, that might explain why it has an unusual sound to it. Thank you for the feedback there. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your name. Aof? Quirkus? I'm going to call you Quirkus. Hopefully that doesn't sound terrible. It doesn't give you the ick. I'm terrible at pronouncing things. Everyone's giving me a real challenge on this stream today. It's been a difficult stream for pronunciation. Inhibited folks like me. Alright, we're adding some more tan bricks behind. I don't know if you guys can see. This landscape is so large, I'm having to be careful how I do this. I don't know if you can hear that, but that was a bunch of pieces falling on the ground. Let me see if I can probably remove it from the side now. Yeah, that's better. A little better. There. So, filling in some more behind the Azure. Sounds right. Close enough. One of those pronunciations. It's pronounced Aoife. Aoife. Really? There you go. I never would have guessed that. So, Aoife. Glad you're here. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you for the feedback. Like I said, my pronunciation skills are terrible. I can read and write okay in English. Like, I can write some copy for a mock, like a description, but that's about it. I'm better at physically building things out of Lego. Azure is used in heraldry to mean blue because everything needs to be fancy. Azul, I think, is Spanish. Yes. There you go. Hello, it's Azure. Azuir. Lorem, it's making it more difficult for me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. We'll figure it out one day. I'm just gonna say it different each time, just to make it interesting. Azure. I'll figure it out, Lorem. I'm sorry for giving you the ick. Hopefully the mock isn't giving you the ick. That's what matters. My dang auto text trying to correct me. Lorem's trying to help me pronounce the word right, and the autocorrect is thwarting him. Alright, let me get some more Azure and put it in there. And this is the darker or medium Azure. I know what I could do. There have been times when I've needed to know how to pronounce something, and I've looked it up on YouTube how to pronounce it. It's usually pretty good. So usually steers me in the right direction. So we can try that later. I can memorize it at a later date. For now, it's this shade of blue. Because I think that's really what it was meant to be in the first place. That's just a way to describe it. So. So what I don't like is using the blue bricks this way versus that way. I want to use them on the long side so they're more efficient. But that's pretty good. That's close enough. This will be really nice when we get it to connect to that. Yeah, that's going to be so clean. I love it. There is no Azure, there is only Azul. Check and mate. If anyone gives me any more grief, I'll just say Mark says it the same way and he is a Lego master. There you go. There you go. Ryan, that's the way to do it. Check and mate. Yeah, exactly. That's how Mark Erickson of Lego Master says it, and he's an expert on pronouncing words. Hey, whatever. Hey, you say it how you want to, Battery Powered Bricks. We'll figure it out. I'm trying, like, if somebody goes out of their way, like Lorem has, to try and help me pronounce it correctly, I'll try my best, but I still can't guarantee I'm going to get it through my thick skull, but I appreciate the feedback and trying to help me say it correctly. I find it amusing that I'm like, oh, yep, I said something wrong again. Like, I kept saying, Okai. Okai's name is spelled the way I would say okay. Like, affirmative, yes. And so I kept saying, oh, it's okay is here, but it's Okai. Okai. Now I've remembered it, and I'm a little better at pronouncing it, so I'm learning. I'm a little old for it, but I'm still learning. So. Alright. A nice solid layer of filler brick has been established. And we are good to move to the lighter shade of azure. 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 This light shade of bluish color. There's some of the most beautiful Lego colors, to be honest. So, I do like using them in MOCs. I think they turn out great in Ice Planet too. An expert of pronunciating, exactly. We should do a collab for Orlando Brick Fan Expo. I'm already doing Dragonborn Paladin. Rob, that's pretty cool. You need to get in touch with Grumpy on that one, because he's got one of the biggest Dragonborn Paladin armies I've ever seen. He posts pictures about his collection every now and then on his Instagram. What do you hope LEGO will make in the next CMF line after the F1? Yeah, the F1 is the next line, which doesn't really appeal to me since I'm just not... I'm not a big fan of F1. I like cars and I like races. I just never got into it. So if I had cable, I maybe would be able to watch more of it and watch it, but be a bigger fan. I know Morgan's a big fan of F1. But next series, Space was great. D&D was great. If they did another D&D series, I mean, that was basically a perfect CMF line to me. So something like that would be fine. I think people would really enjoy a Star Wars CMF line. I think that would sell amazing. I don't think they can do that, but if they could, they should. Obviously themes that I like adventurers or classic Lego themes would be fun. I don't think they'll do that though. I think they're going to do something more one direction versus like covering a broad spectrum of things, or just like another good CMF line would be pretty nice too. So Klein has a question. Mark, when do you think they're going to air Lego Master Season 5? I don't know. I've heard a lot of varying things about Season 5. I've heard that it'll be out one of these days. I've heard that it'll never reach air. I've heard that they don't want to release it for some reason. I have no idea why. I think it got filmed years ago, so it should have been released. I think that maybe there was an election season in between when it was filmed and now, and that's why they didn't release it, because they didn't want to interfere with the amount of money that these major networks will make for covering that versus Lego Masters. So yeah, a lot of weird things with Season 5. I hope that eventually it does reach it somehow, even if it's just on Hulu and released there. But yeah, one day. I don't know exactly the situation. It's very confusing to me. So I do know that they are filming Season 6 soon, and they have probably casted most of the cast for it already, because they were reaching out to a bunch of my friends about that. And they were posting posters, and people were reaching out to people. So hopefully Season 6 will happen, and hopefully that releases at some point. But I'd love to see Season 5 first. We'll find out. Have you ever tried dyeing bricks? Oh, I thought you said, like, dying is in perishing. I'm like, well, bricks don't really die, but no, adding color to bricks, dyeing bricks. I did some Blacktron 2 jetpacks recently, and they turned out fantastic. Interesting. I've seen people do that, and it actually works pretty well if you know what you're doing, but I have not tried that myself, Lorem. That's pretty awesome. I almost said cool. Pretty awesome. Let's see here. Two forms of English, the American English and the British English. Yes, two different, very different types of English, Tim. I'm more on the American side of things. Aren't there like 4 French Englishes? Yeah, probably. We need Aquazone CMFs. Yes, see, battery powered bricks, I would love that. That'd be amazing. What about Irish English, Australia English? Yeah, there's a couple different versions of English if you think about it that way too. They have Maccas. Yes! I think that's the slang for McDonald's. Yeah, McDonald's is universal, unfortunately. I like McDonald's, but it is unfortunate. Let's see here. Plus Canadian, and it's dialect from Newfoundland. Yeah, there's a couple different Canadian accents as well. And there's several different in the United States, too, because there's like a big difference between someone from New York and someone from, Alabama. So you have Southern American English, and you have Yankee American English, Northern American English. Midwestern is probably the most common accent in the United States. So Bluecoats are superior. That is all. We were talking about you earlier, Master. I hope we weren't bothering you. I think Cross had some questions for you specifically, if Cross is still in the chat. But yeah, we still have a good 15, 20 minutes of the stream. We've been building on this landscape for a while now, got a lot of pieces added. We're working on a huge modular landscape for the Ice Planet base. So this is going to go on the back, essentially. You have the front over here. Oh man, this is big. So yeah, it's just going to be a big snowy landscape, and we're just doing the exterior edge to modular sections like these that can separate very conveniently. So one day we will assemble these however we want and put some great Ice Planet buildings on there. Yeah, we're up to 3 now. I don't know if you guys can see that. Up to 3 on the not bad. I think we might have had 1 or 2 more sneak in there, but officially 3. Some really great Ice Planet scenes. There's a guy in my lug who has dyed bricks, and they turned out great. Dyed bricks different colors. And they used CNC to carve out sand red 1x2 bricks into the masonry pattern. Wow. That's pretty amazing. Like, being able to, like, basically engrave bricks with texture would be groundbreaking for adding specific details and textures. Louisiana and Alabama are also different. Yeah, like there's a totally different dialect when you move just a few states in that direction. So, like the word garage is said differently from Americans to New Zealand speakers, as my daughter speaks more of American English. There you go, Tim. Interesting. That depends. New players require the concurrence of all current group members to join. I'm not against it, but you need to ask the players. I just narrate their story. Let's see. What was the question for? When could I join a D&D session? Sometimes in the future. I already got some of my characters low ready to go. Well, so Cross, you might have to find a party of your own to start out. Some friends who are willing to do it with you. I know that our current D&D group is pretty full. I would love to add more people, but if we did, it would slow the game down a lot. So we're probably not adding any more to the one that we're doing the videos for. We've got 5 members, and that's probably on the little bit, not too many, but that's as many as we want on that group to make it the videos flow quick enough. So apologies. Maybe at some point I'll do a D&D themed video with some more people. We'll do a new group or something, but right now that's where it's gonna be, I think. So, well, let's keep adding some pieces. Let's move these out of the way first. Yeah, this one we built on stream. Got that one done. We got these squares built this morning, so got those out of the way. They all stack very nicely. And then we've been working on this big side panel. It almost looks like what is that, a big sword? Almost looks like a big dagger. Interesting. It's not, but it looks like that. That's interesting. Oh, no, there you go. Let's find some more of that light azure. This lighter blue color right here. It's actually kind of the color of my frame around my camera there. There you go. Jack the Lego Maniac. I love the name, Jack. That's awesome. The chemistry y'all have on your D&D campaign is excellent. Oh, that's great, Jack. That's awesome. Yeah, we've our group has known each other for quite a bit, and so they've all, like me and Jordan known each other forever. Me and Lewis know each other pretty well. 3 of them were on Lego Masters together as different teams. So they all got to hang out quite a bit. So, and then I've known Sean for a long time. I've known Matt Malister for many years as well. So it's a good group. We have a great time. And I'm glad we're documenting our adventures so other people can watch it too. It's gone pretty well so far. Some of the videos are pretty long, and they're definitely not my most popular videos. They are a lot less viewed than some of the mock building stuff, but I'm glad some people are enjoying them though. Definitely going to keep posting them, even if they don't get tons of views. So. That's not the point, is lots of views on those videos. It's mostly just to share a fun experience. So. And we're not being too fancy with this lighter shade because this particular color doesn't have a lot of slopes. Well, I don't have a lot of slopes and other pieces for it. It's just a little bit less fleshed out in my collection. So we're not too worried about it. So let's do that. We're just making it work. That's what we're doing. I could do this here somewhere though. With that. Let's do that. There you go. Look at me, already getting fancy with it. Ooh, so this piece has some yellowing on it. Can I get away with that? I think so. Oof. Let's do this here. So, let's see if you can see it. This piece, yeah, you can see it a little bit in that angle. It's got a little bit of a yellow tinge to it. Looks like it was left in the sun for a while at some point. I don't leave my pieces in the sun. So maybe its previous owner, I got a lot of my brick used, or have gotten a lot of my pieces used. So, I think it's just clean enough that it'll be okay for this build. We'll see. And we just need a few more like 1x2 size bricks here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There we go. Aha! That would be interesting. We'll do that there instead. There you go. A little smooth edge there. Alright. I really need a 1x2 brick. Aha! No, it's a 1x3. Dang it, that won't work. Let's see. And that will work. Here we go. Awesome. So that's all the blue bricks that need to be added to this whole build chunk here. All the way around. I'm pretty happy with this side right here. Looks pretty good. And that's going to cover basically the back side of the Ice Planet HQ landscape. So pretty happy with the build progress this stream. We got quite a bit done. Wilfrey is here. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm probably butchering it. What up, peeps? Not too much. We are working on an Ice Planet build. We got a pretty solid amount of landscaping done. I put the poll at the beginning of the stream between the big spaceship and the Ice Planet HQ landscape, and the landscape did win. I'm surprised no one wants to watch me build a spaceship, but it's okay. Any progress is good progress, so we're here. Let's see. I need to meet some fellow maniacs here in Eastern North Carolina. There's some people in North Carolina, Laura. We had... ooh, why did it get so bright all of a sudden? We had a convention in North Carolina in Charlotte not too long ago. I don't think that's Eastern North Carolina, though. Is that... Charlotte is East or West? It's in North Carolina. That's all I know. But yeah, that was a very good time. So if you're able to make it... I think they're going to try and do it next year. So hopefully that would be at least one way to meet some people. I know they have a LUG as well, a LEGO users group in North Carolina, so probably worth reaching out to them. I know a number of them in the North Carolina LUG, and they're a good group of folks. So got some good builders. It's fun to interact with other LEGO fans and stay engaged with the hobby that way. The videos are a lot funnier than most would think. My wife was laughing hysterically at Diathene's antics. So Sean's character Diathanes is so funny. He is hilarious. He thinks so outside the box, and he's just like answers you would never have assumed anyone would respond with, and it's hilarious. I agree. You could be laughing hysterically at Diathanes, Sean Mayo's character. He's played some D&D before for sure, and it shows because he's doing it for fun, right? So that's great. Yeah, the last session, my character, I had some bad rolls, so I hope I do better next session and get some good dice rolls and land some good attacks. So we'll see. I was getting demolished by the foe in the latest episode, so. But that makes sense. Sometimes certain D&D classes don't do great against certain situations, so it's understandable. Excuses can be made. Now you pronounced it right. Perfect, Wilfrey. Gotcha. Good to know. Yeah, we've had a whole discussion about how to pronounce Azure. I say Azure, but that's incorrect, I guess. So yeah. Looking for fellow Lego maniacs. Hey, that there's a lot of Lego fans in the East Coast, so you'll be able to find some here. ASL 40, New Bern, North Carolina, looking for fellow Lego maniacs. Yeah, wherever you are in the world, you'll be able to find at least some. But if you're in the United States, you should be able to find some for sure. And sometimes, like, I don't get to lug meetings all the time, even though I'm part of a lug. I actually am. When was the last time? I haven't even been to one this year. So. Yeah, but every now I'll see him at conventions. We'll touch base there. So I do a lot more of my Lego communication with other Lego fans online. And like streams like this, for example, are a great way to interact with people in the chat. You can talk to different YouTubers. Even leaving a comment is a way to interact with people and compliment their work or stuff like that. So yeah, I'm trying to follow more Lego YouTubers. I need to go check out Tim's video after this and see their amazing Lego space and tan tower they've been talking about in the past. So things like that. Here we go. We're just filling up a few tan bricks. We are almost to that 2-hour mark, and we'll go just a few minutes past it so that the stream, it says 2 and maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes after that. I want it to be a solid 2-hour stream. Then we'll probably wrap it up so I can go get some dinner, but yeah. You can use yellowed bricks for urine snow and make it slightly deeper than the surface because it's hot. Yeah, that's a possibility, Lauren. That would be pretty hilarious. I don't know if I'm going to go that far with my MOC, but that's hilarious. Don't eat the yellow snow. Yes, rockin' bricks, exactly. Oh, dear. Yeah, it'd be too easy to integrate that into the scene. We'll see. We'll see. It's not out of the question. I wanted to see the ship, so I skipped this one. Oh, no worries, Henry. We'll get some more updates on the spaceship very soon, I'm sure. I'm trying to get the vehicles out of the way pretty early in the MOC building process because those pieces are high priority. Doesn't really matter what kind of pieces I'm using in this landscape, as long as they look kind of snowy. But the spaceships and the big rescue vehicles and the base are all very important pieces in very important uses. So they are high priority, trying to get those done pretty soon. Do you ever let the colors mix up down between layers? Not in this MOC, Andrew, but that's actually usually a good idea to do in most landscapes because they're not usually perfectly straight. They've got some undulation to them. If only our friend Geology Joe was here, he could tell you more about it. But yes, you definitely want some mixing of the layers a little bit. If you like, this is a very stratified look to it, so it doesn't really need it at this scale. But if you made it a little bit taller, the layers were thicker, you could get away with more variation for sure. Yeah, in this case, probably not so much though. One question: where are the orcs, puny humans? No orcs this time, Grumpy, but maybe one day we'll make some Lego orcs and some fantasy era type stuff. Some Warhammer orcs would be pretty hilarious. Thanks, Mark. Great stream. Got to go. Take care, Tim. We'll see you around. Thank you for stopping by. You might not be old enough to recognize ASL. I don't know. ASL, is that, what does that stand for? ASL. Am I missing something? ASL. I'll have to look it up. No orcs, just yet, but our friends may meet a god and some hobgoblins very soon. Yeah, we're in for a really dire straits next episode. That'll be very entertaining to watch. If you thought this latest episode was wild, hold on tight and buckle up, because it's going to get insane. But we won't say too much more. BBEG, not quite yet, but that's coming up. I was kind of sad to see there were no lugs around me a year ago. These days, I can barely keep up with Discord and other online interactions. Yeah, if you don't have a lug nearby, it can be tricky sometimes, that's for sure. Hello, what are all these brown studs in the landscape? It's snow. Big bad evil guy. Think boss fight. Yes, boss fight's coming up eventually. So no spoilers, Mouster. Oh, age, sex, location. Gotcha. I gotcha. I don't know what that means. I know what lug means. I know what MOC means, but maybe not ASL. That makes sense. So. Yeah, I don't think I'm guess I'm just not that old or that well versed in some of those things. So. Well, filling out some tan. Probably won't get to white on this live stream. We're probably gonna wrap it up in just a minute, but we will be working on more Ice Planet again next weekend because we don't have a choice. Our deadline's coming up soon, and I think we'll get it done in time. I'm already really happy with the amount of spaceships and vehicles we've made. We've got some great minifigures. It's not too hard to knock out a big landscape, as we've proven on multiple streams, getting some really solid progress built. I might have to take a break from a 24-hour or 12-hour build video for a week or two just to make it happen. But Ice Planet will get its own video at some point besides just live streams. I'm going to do a pretty thorough video showing some building of some vehicles, landscapes going together. So it'll get its own probably 30-minute plus video eventually once it's finally done. And we're getting closer to that goal. But yeah, we'll probably call it a day here. Call it an evening. Let me read a few more comments, make sure I'm not missing anything. Blast from the past, back when we had chat rooms on AIM. Yep. American Sign Language. That's what it stands for, Grumpy. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, I'm old. No worries, Lorem. I'm a little old, but maybe not a different generation probably. So. Yes, I remember MSN and AOL. I remember a few of those things, but I was pretty young back then, so I probably didn't have the same lingo as some of you guys. But there's a lug in South Carolina, which is SC Bricks I'm a part of. Yes, SC Bricks is a really good group. They might not be exactly in your area, but they've got some great builders. They're very active. There's some lugs nearby. Yeah. ICQ is my first chat service, and IRC. Less than 1 week till my 40th, still young at heart? Exactly, Jack. That's the way to go. Get yourself some chow, Mark. Will do, Malister. Thank you. Lorem says, AIM days. Oh, welcome, door slam. Everyone goes offline because you came online. That's tragic. Hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. But thank you all so much for watching this stream. We got a bunch of building done. Lots of progress on the Ice Planet MOC. Still a long way to go. We'll be doing this again probably next Friday or Saturday, depending how the schedule works out. I'm enjoying the Saturdays. It seems to work a little better for my schedule than Friday. We'll see. But yeah, I'll let you guys know a day ahead of time what day it's happening. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We had a couple people subscribe while watching the stream. And we'll be back again soon. Yeah. Take care, everyone.